It's been a long 3 days, so I'm glad that there's a half full house. That's exciting. And it's honestly, this whole process has actually been extremely fun. Like, it's not only, great to be, connecting with other entrepreneurs, but other women entrepreneurs. It's been a really, really fun process. So I'm honored to be here. Just get started. So I'm Valerie Wagoner, and I've been here in India for 5 years. I originally came over to join a mobile payments company, MCheck, and then started ZipDial 2.5 years ago, along with my co-founder, Amiya Pathak, who is our COO, and is IIT IIM grad, and was previously running Zipack.com's entire platform engineering division out of Bangalore. So here's a quick snapshot of the kind of customers we work with, and I'll tell you more about what we're doing for them. But we've built this platform entirely in-house with the team in Bangalore. About half of now that number in the last week has increased to 24. About half of them are sitting here in Bangalore and on the engineering side. So the opportunity that we're tapping into is the fact that brands like the ones you saw are interacting with and selling to consumers in markets like India, where they have almost no data on consumers at a personalized level. You've got high-level market research data and sales data, but at a personalized level, there's fewer than 8% of people in India have mobile internet or a broadband connection, and there's very little personalized engagement. So despite the fact that India is essentially 35 countries, smashed into one, and more Telugu movies are produced than Bollywood movies every year, consumers always get cricket and Bollywood, and everything is very mass market and generic. So we're saying wherever you're advertising, whether it's television or print or online or offline or live events, make a simple call to action for consumers and let the maximum number of people engage and respond to the brand and interact with you. So we said, let them zip dial or let them dial a missed call. So all a consumer has to do when they see any kind of call to action in any traditional media is simply dial. It rings once, disconnects automatically like a missed call, and then the engagement continues from there. So to set it in a different context, this is a high-level view of the platform we've built wherever we're rolling out in India or internationally. When the consumer dials, every zip dial is essentially a ping to our cloud-based platform that activates an app on the platform. So it could be zip dialing for a Cafe Coffee Day coupon, or to get the latest cricket score, or to share something on Facebook, or refer your friends to participate in a campaign. All of these different applications that we've built on the platform, and all underlying that, of course, is this analytics engine. So being really focused on the proposition of the data and analytics on how consumers are engaging with your business in the real world. So here's to give you a sense of scale of the kind of consumer engagement we're driving for these brands. In every one of these cases, 2 to 5 times the number of unique users are engaging on ZipDial compared to Facebook, and then the multiplier is even higher than Twitter. And why these are important comparisons is because every time you zip dial, it's not just a one-time missed call communication, but it starts the communication with the brand that is repeated over time as they continue to engage with different campaigns and different applications. And then that even becomes a sharing experience, which I'll highlight in a second. So the key thing as well is not just big customers are working with us, but even the smallest of businesses who can start with ZipDial for 1,000 rupees a month. They can sign up online in a do-it-yourself kind of manner, and this is how we intend to scale to the long tail of all business advertisers. So just to give a quick snapshot of scale, we've crossed now 400 million zip dials, so consumer interactions.
Valerie, you need to wrap up, please.
faster. With, and the kind of virality we're creating on campaigns is anywhere from 20 to 75% increase in terms of reach from traditional media, and then ZipDial adding on to that. And customers are paying us, ranging from 5 to 20 lakhs a month for big customers to 3,000 to 50,000 rupees a month for small customers.
Valerie, we need to stop here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we start with a question and answer from the judges.
Hi, Valerie. My name is Nishant. So, two questions. One is, how do you think of infrastructure from the point of view of the operator? Since I'm assuming as your call volume scale, they essentially have to add more and more hardware. And again, I'm talking more about India where we don't have WEQ. And you pay them obviously a fixed fee. Of course, you don't, and you obviously make a variable revenue on top of that. So what is the conversation going on with the operator there?
We're a very, very big customer of operators, and we rent PRI lines and DIDs and buy SMS from them. Our model, though, is extremely scalable. Our COGS are less than 25% of the revenue we're making because we're packaging solutions. I'm not selling missed calls. I'm selling customer feedback solution or a product sampling solution. And so that's creating a lot of value for our customers, and they're paying for that value. And we have these COGS, which go to the telecom operator, but the platform itself is built in a highly scalable manner.
And just quick, on the other end, as you look at kind of what ROI the advertiser is getting here, right? The two-way communication by definition can happen, but can't happen on your platform. So how much of a disadvantage do you think that can be? So
we are, so here's an example, this last point there. All of our SME customers are seeing anywhere from 300 to 900% ROI. So that being, they were previously advertising in some traditional media. They start using ZipDial because of the A, increase in response rate, B, increase in retention of those users who are engaging on ZipDial over time, and C, the viral nature of the experience. So when I'm zip dialing with a brand and being able to share that with my friends in a very simple way that's tracked back and potentially even rewarded, for the user having invited friends in, that's the kind of impact we're seeing.
Next question.
Valerie, great product. One quick question. Competitive landscape. How do you see that? What is the substitute for advertisers for the same offering? India or the globe? How do you see that?
So when you think really about what we're building, it's the analytics platform that it tells you how your consumers are engaging with you in the real world. You've got Google Analytics and Facebook Analytics to tell you what your users are doing online, but how are they engaging in the real world? There are two companies that we've identified kind of playing in a similar proposition, one in Boston and one in Dublin. And they happen to use a different kind of user interface. So it might be WAP-based, or Facebook, is sort of the user interface that they're focused on. Then we've taken this approach because this is the user interface that is relevant to not only India, but the half of the world that we're addressing.
Last question, please.
In terms of alternate technologies to address the same problem, what have you thought of?
Sorry, in terms of what technologies?
Yeah, if I'm a brand or an advertiser, right? So I have URL, I have Facebook. In terms of effectiveness, right? You showed 4 or 5 times, right? How do you? My question is like, how do you know that you have reached out to all the audience, okay? Because I know Facebook, I can go there and log in. I know Google, I can log in. How do they know that this number exists for the audience? Are you going to advertise them, or are you going to promote them? The numbers for each brand?
So the experience for the consumer, don't mind bringing the slides back up. The experience for the consumer always it always starts in the real world. So the call to action is in, television, print, hoardings, etc. And every, whether it's an advertisement or a product package or a delivery boy that comes to your house to drop off your Buttercup's, lingerie, all of those touch points in the real world are where ZipDial plays a role. It's it's 100% accessible consumer interface of dialing from any phone, any operator, toll free, to engage with the brand through all of these real world touch points, through all of these different solutions.
One last question. What has your role been at ZipDial?
I founded the company. I am the CEO of the company. I do everything from, everything from, sales and fundraising and hiring and finance, and operations to, to taking out the trash at the end of the day.
Thanks, Valerie.